Hello! It's been quite a while since our last story, and as you can tell, I decided to try to tell you this story in English. So currently I live in Innsbruck in Austria, and I would like to bring you with me to meet the people working for the project called Viel-Falter, which focused on butterfly monitoring in Austria. The project in Tyrol was launched in 2018. The surveyed meter is based on counts made both by experts and volunteers in 100 locations in Tyrol. And all the data collected are crucial and they are used for research on Tyrolean and Austrian biodiversity. I joined one of their excursions in Vals, near the border with Italy, where I had the chance to try the monitoring firsthand and to talk with the people involved in the project, both experts and volunteers. So I guess it's time to go and see what happened. So we started the morning with an introduction to the history of the valley and some instructions on how to capture butterflies with a butterfly net.
Das lernt man auch als Kind ja auch immer bloß nicht anfangen.
After that, we headed to our first observation site, where we began catching our first specimens.
Who are you and what do you do in your life?
That's quite a big question. So I'm Friederike Barkmann. I'm an ecologist and I work with butterflies. Doing my PhD at the University of Innsbruck in the moment, and the project that I work for is a Viel-Falter butterfly monitoring, and there we count butterflies in different locations all over Austria to learn more about populations and to have a long-term monitoring that gives us information about how those populations of butterflies develop.
I'm Eva, and I'm a master student of ecology and biodiversity and a master student of zoology. And right now I'm writing my master thesis, and my research question is if citizen science data can be used for habitat modeling.
Got it? Yes!
Not a butterfly, but still. Hello.
Why is it important to monitor butterflies?
Of course, because butterflies are just beautiful and amazing, and I'm always fascinated when I'm out there, also like we do today, to see the huge diversity that you just don't notice when you're just outside hiking and see them flying by. And then butterflies are also really important as biodiversity indicators. So we just count them because we're interested in the group itself, but also because they stand for the much bigger group of insects, and they're representative for many of those that are a lot harder to count. So there are about like 200 butterfly species in Austria, which is doable, while other insect groups are so much bigger. So what we do is count butterflies and then learn more about overall biodiversity in the region or in open grassland areas mostly, and to see how biodiversity changes with time and also which factors influence how biodiverse a spot is, how many butterfly species can live there. That's the main motivation behind it.
Perfect. And now we bring it there to them. No, no.
Where is it?
Yes. Tag. Beziehungsweise, doch, ein Bläuling ist, glaube ich, drin.
Ah, the blue.
Yeah, the blue one. But, where is those?
Dieser große.
Ah, here.
Ah ja, hier.
Nice. What is this project about and what is its purpose?
Yeah, as already mentioned, we do this to mostly monitor biodiversity all over Austria by now. And butterflies are really sensitive to changes in environmental conditions, so they react really quickly when the conditions change. And that's why we selected butterflies for that. And a really important part of the project, next to this scientific monitoring, is working with volunteers to involve them. And also we do a lot of PR work to talk about butterflies, about the importance of biodiversity, and to just spread this knowledge to as many people as possible, to also raise awareness in the population about it.
Perfect.
We got one. Here it is. After a couple of hours, it was time for a discussion and an explanation about what we found.
Geht davon aus, okay, viele sind eigentlich tagaktiv und nachtaktiv.
We learned many things about different species, such as their life cycles or how to recognize them.
Da haben wir den Milchfleck oder weißbindigen Mohrenfalter. Nee, wir Ligea, genauer wissen wollen, und die haben alle.
Das ist der keinen weißen Fleck hat in der Gruppe.
Genau, also ich glaube, wir können es mal einmal auch umgeben. Auch gerne.
How does the monitoring work? Like more in a practical way?
So we have volunteers and professional people doing the monitoring, and our professionals go to each site once in 4 years, and they have a really strict protocol, serving for over half an hour, and go to each site 4 times during the season. So we really cover the season well, and we have a good knowledge of what species occur there. And then we have additional surveys from volunteers that kind of fill the gaps, because we can't have the experts on all the sites all the time. And they do shorter surveys and count butterflies on those shorter surveys and add data to it. And yeah, in the moment we start to calculate long-term trends from that. So we have data from 8 years by now, from Tyrol, for example. And there we start to think, okay, how can we get information on how the populations develop, how can we get a biodiversity indicator that gives us this long-term trend and see how they really develop.
Yeah, the volunteers came to us and contact us. So they contact us, and the next step is to give them some special points. And these points, they have to do a transect monitoring. But it's a really simple monitoring, so that everybody can do it. You really do not have to know much about butterflies.
Perfect.
And then we moved on to the second observation site. So, in the end, what species did we encounter? We observed many families of diurnal moths, including owlet moths, geometer moths, forester moths, sphinx moths, and grass moths. In addition, we recorded 24 species of butterflies, some generalists, some typical of the region, and even some protected and rare species, such as the scarce copper, large blue, and mountain Apollo.
Genau, da sind sie, und das ist unordentlicher mit diesem Zack. Genau, und diese ganz ordentliche Binde.
Natürlich weißbindiges Wiesenvögelchen.
Genau, das hat das Alpenwiesenvögelchen.
And of course, at the end of the excursion, it was time to release them back into nature.
Eine landschaftsverändernde Maßnahmen vornehmen.
I can say that we spent an amazing day together, and if you love butterflies or insects in general, this is a great opportunity to become a volunteer, enjoy the mountains, learn new things and help conserve our biodiversity. Thanks for watching the video and see you in the next story. Bye!